You have a prepaid call from
Erik Menendez.
an inmate at the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California.
I think the biggest misconception about me is that people think that because I committed this tragedy that I agreed with it. From the moment afterwards, I was wishing I could wake up from this nightmare and bring my mom and dad back to life. And there was no way to turn back the clock and undo it.
And so much pain, I don't know what to do with it. And
do you still think about the night of the murder?
Every day. I had a dream once that was my mother, having been shot, hugging me, and me hugging her. And I woke up crying, and I woke up and I said, I'm back in the nightmare, I want to go back. I can never forgive myself. I just could not face God. I could not face God with what I had done. It's hard to live with that. And I thought of suicide. And for 6 months I was in agony. And I just wanted someone to talk to, and I couldn't tell anyone. Just a normal, I'm just a normal kid.
Oh, Erik, you're a normal kid who killed your parents.
Yeah, I know.
And you still say you're a normal kid?
Well, I didn't have normal experiences, but I am. I did that, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about what happened and wish that I could take that moment back or change what happened. But it's hard to live with that.
Do you feel remorse?
Tremendous remorse. And I think...
There's tremendous pain. I mean, from the second that I got back to the house after the shootings, I saw what happened and I said, this is wrong. This is awful. How could this have happened? I couldn't accept it.
It almost sounds like prison was a good thing for you.
It was.
It was?
I mean, at first, I killed my parents, and I spent 6 months out there in horrible agony because I had done this. I mean, a year before I told my mother how much I loved her. I could not have imagined doing this even a week before to her. I adored her. And then suddenly you're arrested, and everyone can know you did it, and you can finally tell people, and it's a relief.
Lyle, you're looking at your brother like you almost never heard this before. Tell me how you felt.
You know, for me, emotionally being in prison conditions was really not, emotionally was not a shocking difference from the life we had lived, because we lived really a very stressful, fearful life. And to me, it was kind of like I felt I should be punished. And it didn't feel good, but there was a part of you that feels like
That's right.
It's better.
You know, this whole business of abuse excuse, that you were abused by your parents, sexually abused, emotionally abused by this tough, unyielding father. But there are lots of people who are abused sexually and other ways, and they don't kill their parents. And you've been ridiculed for this abuse excuse. What do you say about it?
Abuse excuse is a word that Alan Dershowitz made up, not knowing anything about the case. To simplify it to its simplest degree, if a person is raped, man or woman, and she kills the man who raped her, is it an excuse that the reason she killed him is because she was raped? Of course not. I certainly never felt that what I did was justified or right. It was just a question of how wrong was it.
That was a big misperception about this case, that it was about justification or excuse. My father had threatened my life.
You still think your father would have killed you for revealing the secret? You both still feel that?
There's no question.
Really?
I still believe that. I don't believe that he was in the process of killing us that moment, that evening.
Yeah.
But and I don't think that it might seem, because there are so few cases that come to the public's attention like this, that this has never occurred ever before in the country. And in fact, there are over 200 parricides a year that involve incest families. And so, you know, I felt it completely then, and now I believe that, but I would not shoot my parents now, no matter what.
How now would you have resolved it? Now, what, almost 7 years later? What do you think you should have done?
I would have never told. I got Lyle into this. I went to him and I said, Lyle, I can't live anymore with what's going on, and got him involved. He was a way to go. They had bought him a condominium. He was going to Princeton. He had all the money.
So it's your fault for telling your brother?
It's my fault. And I got him involved and said, I need your help. And 5 days later, my parents were dead.
So it's your fault?
That's completely my fault.
He was suicidal at the time, and it was just a last thing to reach out. And obviously who was going to reach out to. And I decided to confront my father rather than just sort of not say anything and just have Erik and I leave, which if I could go back, that's what I would do. I would just say, Erik's old enough now, he wants to leave.
Have you forgiven yourself?
I don't think it's possible.
Lyle, are you at any kind of peace?
More so than maybe Erik, because at this point, for some reason, well before the verdict, I was resigned to bad things. And I have, I think, found a place where I can look forward and try to have hope and share myself more with people. And
Hope of what?
hope of living a life that I can be more proud of.
How
And
in prison?
you're confined, but there must be, even just in writing, people that need help.
If you can help them and convince a single person that has been through our situation that the last thing in the world they should do is act out violently, then you find meaning in your life.